that includes investigating one's attitudes, memories, and beliefs with the desire to release all negative patterns, negative rhythms that prevent a full emotional and spiritual self. Right, y'all? Y'all, just think about you as the primary subject in this, okay, y'all? You, and what have you done to heal by this active and internal process that includes investigating? Y'all, we got to investigate these attitudes, these memories. We got to investigate these beliefs that we have. So this internal review of ourselves, this internal review leads us to a review of external circumstances as well. And y'all, I can get caught up in that for a while, in a minute, chewing on stuff that when we look at the outside, sometimes the outward looking is also an inward looking. So there's like this relationship between the two. So y'all, let's just do a couple of inward and outward lookings, okay? Let's do a couple. We want to start at the macro or the micro. Y'all, let's start at the macro, right? Larger looking at us in this country. And you know how people are talking about, people are talking about like what's going on in the country right now, and that things need to change, and Black Lives Matter, and that people talk about reparations. And y'all, we need to take a real good look, an active and internal process look at, in reality, this land that we're on was actually Native American land. It is Native American land. And y'all know what? Even sitting with this idea of this being Native American land, how did this get lost from being Native American land? If y'all know anything about, collectivism and individualism and just different cultures and the way cultures arrive. Y'all know that Native American people are collectivistic people, right? So what does that mean? That means, and African people and African American people are as well. So let's look at this. We got the Native American people here, right? And they are collectivistic people. So what does that mean? That means they see this whole world, this planet, this land as everyone's. And then you had some individualistic people coming in that are very Eurocentric in their thinking. And y'all look up Dr. Nichols, Edwin Nichols' work, because he's talking about, and he frames how individualistic Eurocentric people have this way of thinking that I need to get mine, and I need to have so much, I need to own, I need to dominate, and I need to take. It's very individualistic, as opposed to being in a culture that's collectivistic, where we all see everything as ours. And y'all know what? Here, let's go inside and take a short little internal look at ourselves. How have you bought into this whiteness? How have you bought into this individualistic way? Let me give you some examples, especially if you're from a collectivistic culture. Okay, y'all, so this individualistic way is very much in line with our capitalism, right? Oh, I was talking to a friend yesterday, and we were talking about, Nia be getting upset about Amazon, y'all. She was talking about Jeff and the CEO of Amazon, and I was talking to a friend about just having that kind of resources, and one individual needing that much wealth. And how individualistic is that, y'all? And then how have we adopted that? Especially, so y'all know, it's so much I could tell y'all about just this idea of Eurocentrism, and then people in Europe from those origins, they had to like really work hard and try to survive off the land, and that wasn't a good land to survive off. That's why when you go to Africa, there was flourishing. Why y'all think Europeans underdeveloped Africa, went down into Africa and just basically tried to colonize all of Africa? It really was about the resources that African people have always had, and in that land, and the resources and skills that African people have. Anyway, let me stay focused. I can't stay focused. It's too much. All right. So if we're thinking about this Eurocentric way being brought to this country that was collectivistic, of course, y'all, we got some reckoning to do, and some recognition of there's some healing that has to take place in this land, because it was taken and it's being done. And the Native American people are still on reservations, and we need to acknowledge and recognize that some shit ain't right. Y'all know, did y'all grow up being taught like you need to go right that wrong? I remember being taught that. Like when you wrong something, you need to go right it. It's almost like you need to go set that up so that karma can be better. Y'all with me? So that's on the macro level, right? But on the individual level, I want us to look at just the inside of us and how we engage with this individualistic way, and how deep down inside for most of us, that's not our way. That's not our way, right? Especially if you come from a collectivistic culture. So y'all get what I'm saying? If that's not your way, it creates this challenge for you. And then that individualistic way, it's rooted in fear. It's rooted in this idea that there's only so much pie to have, and there's not enough pie for everybody. So y'all, when you start thinking that way, you think, I need to get wealth, I need to get resources, and I need to grab it all for myself because I need to have it for me and my family. When in reality, we all family. And in reality, don't nobody need that kind of wealth when there's people who cannot put food in their babies' mouths. And how can you just need this kind of wealth and not think about just this planet as a whole? Oh, there's so much more that I could talk about this, y'all. And then one more. Before I go, I was talking to one of my little earth babies yesterday, and she was talking about how everybody's seeing her as weird now because she's changing some of her beliefs and her attitudes. So lately she's been doing more meditation. She's been doing more time, having more time in nature, and just doing things that her neighborhood or her where she grew up, they don't do. And they'll say, oh, you doing that crazy weird shit, or you doing that white stuff. And in reality, she's being healed because she's going back to nature. She's going back to just this indigenous way, this true way of being. So y'all, healing requires recognition. Oh, one more. I'm gonna tell y'all one more. I was talking to one of my homeboys from the P, right? And he was talking about how he got a friend that practices veganism, right? And in that process, he was like, y'all crazy. I don't know how you could ever not eat meat. I ain't not eat meat. But then he was telling me how he had a scare because of high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and that one of the doctors was saying you really need to, probably cut back on your intake of meat and fried foods and things like that. Yeah. How could you not healing requires recognition. Like, recognize that you killing yourself. You putting foods in your body that are killing you. And most people be like, I don't know how you do it. I can't never stop eating meat. Come on. Y'all, come on. Like, let's go back to my statement from the beginning, and then I'm going to get off here. Healing. Active and internal process that includes investigation of one's attitudes, memories, and beliefs with the desire to release all negative patterns, all negative rhythms that prevent a full emotional and spiritual self. Y'all remember I was talking about quit lying to yourself? Some of us got to quit lying to ourselves and take this internal review. Let this internal review go down so it can lead us to a review of these external circumstances. Some of your external circumstances is because of your internal shit that you ain't dealt with. Y'all get what I'm saying? All right, it's 10:10 and I got to get back to my training, and I'm so happy y'all came on here with me today because this bike ride got me so high. It got me so high and I need to calm down. So, hey, y'all shoot me some questions if y'all got some questions. If you want to talk about this deeper or further, y'all, I'm all about healing requires recognition. Go heal yourself. Recognize some stuff that you know that ain't right. Come on, somebody. All right, y'all. All right, Rhonda.